Yeah,
Yo, what's good, everybody? Jordan here, back with another trade breakdown video. I hope everybody's having a blessed and productive day. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down two trades that I took this week on EURJPY, one on Wednesday and one on Thursday, both off of the 1 hour time frame. And one of them I'm actually still holding. And something that I'm realizing, oh my God, I can't believe I just changed it. But something that I'm realizing right now is like 2 trades a week, it really isn't that bad. Let me back this up. 2 trades a week is really good. One nice banger trade, one home run trade, a week, that's definitely good also. But say you get 2 really nice base hits for the week, that's just really good for the confidence. And you just want to, in that time, you just want to have a good process, a good, just be process oriented throughout the whole week. And if you can do that and just have like a good system, then honestly, it's just good for your mental, it's good for your psychology. So with that being said, let's break this down. Like I said, we're on EURJPY off of the 1 hour time frame. If you look at the higher time frame, we are completely bullish. So me looking for buys, it shouldn't come as a surprise. So with that being said, that morning, wake up relatively early, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, just to see what the market's doing. And everything that I pretty much like to look for is just like the impulse push above structure, breaking structure, breaking highs and lows, just breaking this area here, breaking these areas here, down here below. And I love saying that in my videos because that's just one thing that helps me dictate in the mornings whether or not I want to trade a pair or not. Something that really helps, I think, beginners, or it didn't help me as a beginner, is the fact that I didn't know what to trade, what to really look for in the morning. So I would take a pair like gold or Euro USD, for example, and I would just sit there and look at it, not really knowing what I'm looking for because I didn't have an edge or no strategy. So I would just kind of be sitting there spinning my wheels every single morning. So the fact that I'm always saying I like to look for the impulse push, in general, I just like to look for volume in the morning. If we can't trade without the volume, so I'm not saying go ahead and trade red folder news every single morning, but we can't trade without the volume. So with that being said, I waited for the impulse push, and always naturally I just like to wait for a nice pullback, and I flip to the 15-minute or the 5-minute just to get a bigger dissection of what's going on. So down here came to 382 in the 50 and a little bit of the 618. Flip down to the 15-minute, and not automatically, but I can just tell you, like, this is just good structure to try to eat off of, to try to bounce off of, and just kind of correct and reverse the structure. So at this point, what time are we at? 7:45. Yeah, well awake, and on the charts. So from the 15-minute, I see that I look all the way to the left, and I see what structure is willing to be broken. A couple of confluences and just confirmations here. Anything that I love to look for is a set of highs and a set of lows over here be broken. If all of this can be broken with price action and candles and a candlestick closing above strong, then with my data and my strategy, chances are price is going to come back, pull back to that area that it just broke. And then that's where I get in for buys and longs, and I let the trade play out there. So for that morning, price gave one big push down below, came here and closed even with the 786, which is honestly the last line of defense for me as far as the fibs go. And then kind of made a comeback. And I remember looking on the 15-minute, not really being too clear, if I want to make an entry somewhere around here on the 15-minute. So I went down to the 5-minute and kept this green box in this area into consideration. With that being said, the negative 27, if I do take this trade, is my take profit level. So from there, I take, it's actually usually a purple line, and I'm making a purple line like that, erasing those fibs. The reason I erased those fibs is because I don't want to get too confused, because this little sauce that I added on my strategy right here is something that I've just kind of been using a little bit and been testing out. It's been working for me. I basically fib the break of the structure, and I'll wait until price comes down to the in between the 382 and the 50. And coincidentally, which I don't think is coincidence, the 382 and the 50 is this area here, which is again a set of highs and a set of lows that have been broken and have now need to be retested. So I'm going to erase this box right here, and I'm going to wait for price to come down between the 50 and the 618. And in this example for this trade, I didn't wait, but I got in for market execution, and again waited until price came down here and got in. Experienced a little bit of drawdown, but not much. I'm just going to erase it just because that wick was really fast. So from there, I have my my entry around this area here. It wasn't exact with the 50 or the 31 or the 382 for that matter, but I had my entry there. Usually I'll do a buy limit or a sell limit depending on if I'm selling, but in this case, no buy limit, straight up market execution. Waited till came down to in between the 50 and the 382 and got it in there. 4 longs. Again, remembering that purple line was my original take profit level, and we're looking at a 4-to-1. Honestly, it was pretty nice. I think I have my stop loss a little down here. Usually I'm risking about 20 pips. Pips kind of irrelevant in some cases, so I just wanted to keep it here, keep it tight below structure as well, and let's just let this trade play out. And then boom, we hit our take profit in about 1 hour. Just some context and little keys that I like to do within my trading style is once price gets to naturally, I do like 1-to-1, but at the top of the range, at the highs, is my first profit. Is my first break even level, to where I'm taking my stop loss, and I'm taking my stop loss and I'm pushing it to break even. So if we were to take this and make it red, let's just say that this is my, that's my stop loss. That's my new stop loss. That's my break entry level. A little bit above break entry just because of the spread. If you know. Hopefully you don't have to know, but everyone should know. Just put your stop loss a little bit above entry, just so you could leave with actual true profit, and they won't screw you out of a couple of cents or a couple of dollars. So I'll let this trade play out, and honestly, I'm going to move to the 15 minute and 30. I held this on into overnight, and I'm actually currently still holding it right now. And like I said, the next trade came the next morning into Thursday morning. So right here, we're at 2:30. As you can see, overnight price, played around a little bit, came down close, not really that close to my stop loss, but did what it's supposed to do. Came down, created the structure, created support, and then continued a little bit higher. Maybe created this little double bottom type pattern right here, and then continued higher. So stop loss didn't get hit, and we're still in that one. A little bit of like 2% left. So for this morning, it's kind of coincidental that this one, it gave me a little bit of a push, but for the sake of this is the 1 hour, right? For the sake of me liking the big initial 1 hour push that I love to look for in the mornings, I didn't necessarily see that. What I did see was the fact that it did, they gave that red candle at first, and then recovered, came back, and wound it up finishing and closing on the 1 hour above here, and breaking these this area of structure in this region as well. So from there, I'm like, okay, well, it's a little decent. I can give it a little bit of a look. So from there, 5 o'clock, I'm just getting up, waking up, getting on the chart, seeing what's going on. From there, 6 o'clock, we start noticing some pullbacks and just a little bit of some retracement going on. So this morning, There was also 8:30 news, so at this point 6:45. So a rule that I live by is I don't allow myself to trade the news, nor do I allow really myself to be in any trades, before any type of like morning red folder USD news. It's a little too early for me, honestly. So with that being said, let's just do this real quick. I saw price come down here. So from there, I also went down to the 5-minute and got a little bit closer of a look. And what I saw at that moment, I'm like, all right, well, what I love to look for is I like to look for a set of lows and highs to be broken. And, if I can do that, then, that satisfies pretty much, my edge and my strategy and my confirmation to take and have the confidence to take the trade. So from there, I'm like, all right, well, price started off like that, but bam, and it kind of recovers. From the 15-minute, this is what it looked like. Again, I couldn't get a clear picture of it, just like the last trade from the day before. Couldn't get a clear look. Go down to the 5-minute. Again, waited a little bit. Could have got in on a little bit of the retracement, but again, I don't trade before the news. So at this point, again, news is at 7:30. At this point, it's 7:20. So what I want to look for and what my plan thinking at this point is, I want to wait to see what news does. Is news going to come down and create this volume downward to where it closes below and then continues lower, or will it come down, reject off this level here, come back up in my area in which I want to take longs at? And if it does creep back into this area, I just feel comfortable with taking this trade and then taking longs to the upside. And this is honestly based off of just data and back testing and just experience and just kind of running my strategy over and over, and noticing this edge. Again, my little sauce that I like to do is take out the fib and get in at the 50 and then 382 in between that area. Again, it's no coincidence that the 382 and the 50 is also an area of structure, which is also a pair of highs or a set of highs and a set of lows. So the only thing wrong with this is the fact that news was happening at 7:30. So boom, this is the 5-minute, 7:25, and the next one would be news. So the next candle would be news. So if you remember what I said, I'm either looking for two scenarios here: for it to close below and then keep going lower, or for it to reject at the bottom, come back higher, and creep into the area in which I'm looking for, which is the green box. So that's what it does, right? So from there, I could have put my tools, my tool wrist thing there, but I didn't have it there before news. News happened, came down, crept down below, did not close, rejected, came back up, and once it came back up and crept inside the green box, then I I definitely 1,000% went long. It would have been nice for it to have the wick entry, but spread pushed me up a little bit higher inside the candle. I did put my stop loss at the 786 down here, so pretty tight stop. And actually no, a little bit below the 786, still a tight stop. And for the sake of this one, this trade, I didn't know where the top was, bro, because this is all-time highs for EURJPY, so we can either reject here and just keep going lower, or obviously we can rip to the upside. So for that, with that being said, I just wanted a 2-to-1 trade. I'll take a 2-to-1. We'll get out of there and see if we could take runners and just continue on the week. So from there, boom, that's what I got. Let me put that risk to reward tool back on there, and I'll just let it play out. And in the next 5 to 10 minutes, price hit my first take profit. But I gotta tell you, I wound up taking profit a little too early and didn't let the whole thing play out. Took partials, and then closed full. So not in this trade anymore, but I'm still holding a little bit of the trade from Wednesday. But with that being said, from there I would have put my stop loss to break even and then let the rest run. But from there, like we said, we're just still holding a little bit of position, and we're just letting it continue on into the rest of the week. We'll go to 15 minutes at this point. And yeah, today's Friday, and I'll look to close a couple of, or not a couple of positions. I only have one position left, but I'll look to close one of the positions based off of the price action. But honestly, like you see this nice big rip a little bit to the upside. Again, I don't know where the top is at, so I'm thinking about either just holding over the weekend or, you know, closing a little bit before the New York session closes. So with that being said, honestly, that's the trade, you guys. I don't want to really make this video too much longer. I feel like that's like one of my favorite things to say. But yeah, don't want to make this video, you know, too much longer for you guys. I hope that you learned something new, or, you know, just watching for support or whatever it may be. I really do appreciate you. So with that being said, if you learned something new here today, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys for watching once again. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.